Hey, what's up everyone? Irfan here from Titan Talks. This is actually the first video that I'm going to be doing entirely in English. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to share with you all the experiences that I've had building a business here in Indonesia, having Indonesians as part of my team, as my employees, and selling my product and my service into the Indonesian market. I'm doing this video in English hopefully to give an insight to new businesses that are looking to start a business here in Indonesia, selling to the Indonesian market, and also attracting Indonesian talents to be their employees, to be part of their team. And I'm also hoping that more and more foreign businesses and foreign entrepreneurs will come build their business in Indonesia, improving our economy and creating more of a mutually supportive global community and global economy. I'm going to give some insights based on my own experiences. I'm going to start by saying that Indonesia is the biggest economy, is the largest economy in Southeast Asia. Indonesia has a population of 270 million people, and almost half of them have access to the internet. So this is a huge plus for new businesses that use the internet as the main driver of their business. About 60% of the population, around 140 million people, are now in the middle segment of the economy, and they make around 200 to 2,000 US dollars a month. And they spend about 50 to 75% of their monthly income. So some good purchasing power of the Indonesian market, the Indonesian population, for any businesses here in the country. Indonesia though needs a more balanced economic development, whereas if you divide the country in half, where you have the western part of the country and the eastern part of the country, about 87% of small businesses are in the western part of the countries, in islands such as Sumatra, Java, and only about 12% of small businesses are located in the eastern part of the country. The development of infrastructure and the economy is highly imbalanced, but the eastern part of the country has a lot of potential, serves a lot of promise for new entrepreneurs and new businesses. Whereas if you're looking to set up your business in the western part of the country, you will face more competition. Some of the biggest sectors in the country is oil and gas, which is the biggest sector of them all, about 50% of the country's economy, and then followed by agricultural businesses, fisheries, and after that we have mining businesses, followed by manufacturing. I think we're in the process of transitioning from an economy that relies heavily on natural resources. As you can see, a lot of big international oil companies are looking to exit the country in several years' time. One thing about Indonesians is we value humility, we value how humble you are, especially if you're a foreigner. And there's a high spirit of cooperation amongst the people. We're very social animals, very socially dependent on one another. One very good point, if you're looking to start your business here in Indonesia, is the government is currently very supportive. And even though we still have a long way to go, there are improvements in the area of how the government is trying to support the businesses, support new businesses from growing. So the handling of permits has gotten easier. There are now online services to handle your permits, your business permits. Our climate is pretty much sunlight all year round. So the summer season is about 9 months long. So that's why most of Indonesians are very friendly, are in a good mood very often. You know, it's almost summer all year long here. I'm going to give some points regarding the Indonesian customers and how a typical Indonesian employee is. With many e-commerce businesses setting up here in Indonesia, our Indonesian customers are getting very, very consumptive at the moment. So in my opinion, we need to teach the Indonesian population, the Indonesian market, to be more financially literate instead of just being overly consumptive. I've had experiences where my employees, my Indonesian employees, will go to me because they do not have any more money left to cover their expenses before the next salary comes. So in the middle of the month, before their following salary, they will have run out of money already, and they will come to me to borrow money. So this is one thing that you'll probably face if you have Indonesian employees. So one scheme that I've created for them is for them to borrow money from me, and then I will cut it from their salary in the upcoming month. There needs to be more businesses with a social purpose and a social mission, because Indonesians place a high emphasis on social values, on social positive values. Indonesians also put a high emphasis on doing something good, doing a good deed, contributing positively on the social needs of other people, donating money, making contributions. These are high values for Indonesians. My employees treat my company like as part of their family, and they will treat their superiors, their bosses, like parental figures. They will tell you about their daily problems, they will share with you, ask for your inputs. So your Indonesian employees will not only rely on you mentally, but sometimes financially as well. You will have to come up with solutions to tackle these challenges. My employees crave very meaningful work. They need to view their work as something meaningful. So they don't just come to work every day to make a salary, to make money, but they need to think, they need to feel that they're making a positive contribution. They need to feel their work has meaning, and this will greatly increase their performance. And you need to create a balance between working and spending time with their families. Indonesians value family time very highly. Now some points regarding the Indonesian customers. They're very social animals. If you're a business, your Indonesian customers will conduct a lot of mouth-to-mouth advertising. Other people's opinions, especially people that are close to them, will matter a lot on whether they're going to buy products or not. And Indonesians also spend a lot of time on social media. Very, like I said, very social. One thing that will appeal to Indonesian customers is whether or not your business has a social purpose and a social mission. They need to think that they're making a contribution, they're making a donation whenever they're buying product. So you need to link a social purpose, a social mission to your business. For your Indonesian employees, you need to create a comfortable and nurturing environment where everybody can interact and communicate very openly. Indonesians have a hard time being to the point whenever they're communicating, being frank in their communication. So it's up to you to approach them in a very friendly and comfortable manner so that they will communicate openly to you. Some final points that I think will add some benefits for your business is your business has to have a clear vision for not only its employees but also for its customers, where that business vision can positively influence not only your employees but also your customers. Because once Indonesians view that you're trying to manipulate your customers and your employees, it's pretty much end of story. So you need to positively influence instead of manipulating and oppressing. A high emphasis needs to be placed upon traditional values such as religion and traditional beliefs. These are the core values that have helped Indonesians be mutually supportive of one another, socially empowering of one another. It is very deeply rooted in our minds. Thus, it has given us a strong sense of empathy towards one another. So respect needs to be given to such values such as religion and traditional beliefs. So that concludes my video. Hopefully it will give you guys some insights if you're looking to set up your business here in Indonesia. I do hope that a mutually supportive global community and global economy can be created, And I do believe that with more and more businesses being set up here in Indonesia, it will provide great benefits not only for our economy but for the global economy as well. So I'll see you guys on the next episode of Titan Talks.